Welcome to our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha. That makes so much sense. And here we are. Let's see. I'm going to reach for my narrative. And today is episode number 64, Our Energy Matters. We should probably spend some time in the next episode or so talking about energy and why you took off with that whole concept of energy and related to the chakras, of course. But think about that. And I always like to remind folks that we are here because I'm going to talk about it very specifically today in the narrative, but we're talking about Our Energy Matters right here. This is your book, The Art of Crystal Reading, Learn How to Manifest Your Heartfelt Intentions, which I did this morning again, by the way. Every day it seems like it's becoming a habit, which I love, that I want to express my heartfelt intentions for the day, and sometimes it's just one, because I like the idea of focusing in. But this is your book, and this is where I spend time going here. Okay, so I eventually wind up creating a narrative that deals with my connection to your ideas, and much more so to your manner of healing that is all over your book, and today I begin by saying, so that's what I do. And that's why we get together. I should say that too, because we meet to explore the ideas of, let's say, to explore our understanding of what the ideas in the book mean to us personally, and how going there first helps us to reach out to others. As I say, your seekers who are also your clients.
Well, I think weekly, it helps us keep our spirits high, the both of us. So that's the benefit of what we do, is we're helping ourselves have more energy or feel better or to look up. So it's been fun.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And I mean, it's so reciprocal that it becomes a way of holding on to some really important and essential truths about life and living fully. Today I say, İyi günler, iyi akşam. Good day, good life to our Turkish viewers and listeners. Welcome all. Today, I'm reminiscing about a deeply thoughtful and intuitive transformative process that so enticingly opened me in the presence of Dena Marie to a charmed dance of self-compassion, and led me graciously and playfully to compassion for others, prompting me to gaze inward with the eyes of my soul at the reflective energy of meditating on the absolute tenderness of loving kindness. I'm recalling, my reminiscence is about recalling September the 25th, 2020, when I shape-shifted joyfully into Dena Marie's guest on her enticingly radiant weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits. Lady Grace, as I eventually christened her in the spirit of the celestially ordained manner she draws on to heal her seekers, that is, her clients. She talked with me on her show about my characters, my story characters' quest and heartfelt intention in Loukas and the Game of Chance. Loukas and the Game of Chance. My illustrated fantasy story about loss and redemption and personal recovery for young readers ages 8 to 12 and older, I hope. Curious about Dena Marie's unique and charismatic awareness of my story's spiritual revelations, in keeping with the influence of the snake Lambros, my highly evolved character as mentor, I curiously found my way to a copy of her trustworthy, honored, and soulful wonder of a book, captivatingly titled Our Energy Matter, The Art of Crystal Reading, which her second title boldly entices her readers to learn how to manifest your heartfelt intentions. Chakra doses, crystal choices, healing breaths inspired by sanctified connections to personal powers. Her book opened the way to an illuminated threshold where I stood awakened to the energy brought on, and then I said, no, not brought on, uncovered by gazing into prisms of glorified, multicolored crystals, spirited earth-found pieces of earthy consciousness. As I made my way through her book's enlightened passageways, Lady Grace morphed into a celestial alchemist, beckoning me to contemplate color choice, which set off my spark-marked awareness, similarly experienced by folks who came to her on her island haven out on the West Coast to open and explore the conditions, aspirations, healthfulness, and maladies as well. Yes, sirree. I lost my place. Meaning, maladies, meaning they're blockages of heart and mind energies. And that has a lot to do with the chakras, which we'll probably have to explain at some other time. Anyway, as a celestial alchemist, Dena Marie summons the role of a gifted spirit mentor, counselor, confidant, and I am one among those whose spirits are lifted by her ecstatic belief in the phenomena of safe being, love being, transformed being, healing, healing, healing. And this is the part that I love today. She simply urges her seekers to stop, yes, to completely stop, relax the body, gently breathe, and let go. For these actions or non-actions are keys to freedom. Did I say proceed simply? Well, dance with me, hee-haw, ho, midst a side step glide over to Lady Grace's ordained belief in how to sanctify the health of the seventh chakra, the profound crown chakra, where a seeker living healthfully is open-minded, equanimous. That word always bothers me. Calm and composed, inspired and spiritually connected. About her prescriptions for jump-starting the crown chakra, she wrote, talk to an angel, meditate, be still, trust your inner knowing. And so I say to you, Dena Marie, tell us, what is the importance of stillness and stopping and meditating to summoning the electrifying crown chakra energy?
And it has everything to do with what we talked about. And we didn't even mean to do this, that my stepdad said, if you don't know what to do nothing. And he wasn't talking about the crown chakra. He was talking about not making your life a mess, by running forward and doing things that weren't guided by something higher than yourself. So we were talking about, going to a professional and they ask you to do something and it doesn't feel good. Here's your heartfelt intentions. If it doesn't feel good, then ask your higher self for more guidance, or what should I do next? And then you wait. Like I told you, I had a dental issue, and somehow I told my son what happened. My tooth had cracked. And then his new girlfriend is she works for a dentist. So I went in and it felt good. It felt good to have her help me. It felt good that they gave me a discount. The whole thing felt good. So I'm going to go with it. But it didn't feel good to go back to the person who hurt my mouth and I couldn't open it up for 3 months. That didn't feel good. See, and I touched my heart. So you have to ask first, like you order at the restaurant what you want to eat. That's your higher chakra, your crown chakra. Then you get yourself still and then you wait for an answer. And if you don't get an answer, you might get a synchronicity, which is those 3 knocks on the door, or that same person coming into your life 3 times. And then you know the universe is trying to get your attention or winking at you. That's when you move ahead, right? You move ahead when you have a sign from above.
Right, and I like the fact that I mean, my whole the theme that I'm working at here is the fact that the stillness and the stopping and the meditating is such a great place to be, because in that stillness, well, what I called it in my opening, which I say it's a description of what we're talking about. I say awaken in the stillness of meditation. You know, which is almost like a paradox in a sense, because how could you awaken in stillness? You know, but can you comment on that?
That's the only place you can awaken, is in the stillness. And that's that light bulb over your head, the aha moment. And you almost hit yourself going, why didn't I think of that? That's not you. That's spirit helping you, or that energy that flows through your crown chakra right here. And it's when we look up and we ask for help. I used to say, dear God, help me. Or I used to say, help me on all of my passwords, help me. And then things just started to fall in place. And we were both wanting to be more creative. And with our conversation, it was so perfect. By just talking to you about it, I realized I'm a photographer. That's the stuff I want to do. People are using my pictures. A lot of people are using my pictures. And maybe I can do something creative and maybe make a little money doing what I love to do. That sounds good, doesn't it?
That sounds wonderful. And I think that that's exactly what I needed to hear from you today when we had our pre-Zoom conversation on the phone, given the fact that I need to make a decision about my own energy right now and where I want to place it. And the fact that I need to break away from one aspect of my life, which it's not bad, and it's a very creative place for people to be, but I need to break away because I need to pursue my own creativity and not be distracted. I mean, that's
Well, I think some things are just over time, they just don't feel good anymore. They just don't feel good anymore. And so maybe that's time to change direction. And I'm in that same spot where I want to feel good. I want to be inspired. I almost want to jump out of bed in the morning to do something that makes me alive. But if I keep doing the same old, you know, that's probably going to burn me out. It's not feeding me anymore, you know? And so I'm doing what I said, I'm stopping. I'm just getting off the treadmill. I'm giving myself some time. And that's when you ask the universe and write it on a piece of paper. Here's my rights. I write them down and then I let it go. I probably won't even look at that for a week. And then I'll open it up and go, oh, God bless America. I did it. Yeah. How? I didn't plan anything. I just knew what I wanted.
So that was like an intention then.
That's my intention. And then I say what I want, and then I walk away from it, and then I'll have a synchronicity, and then little things start to happen. And they turn out to be perfect, but also you're going to have to take action. So the universe will make you use your throat chakra to say no, right? Or to make a phone call to say, I would like that position or that job, or, you know, but you have to use the lower chakras, which is getting out of your head, you know, no overthinking. I'm saying it negative, but you have to just act on what spirit tells you. A lot of us will overthink it. And I think sometimes you might feel guilty or bad for the other person, which never do that. That's obligation, and it never benefits you or them.
Or them. Yeah, no, I that's exactly where I am right now, because I have to make this big decision about, you know, leaving one organization in order to find my own organization, which is my heart and soul, you know, and yeah, and I think that you know, and I'm toying with, well, I don't know, there are like maybe 2 or 3 things I'm toying with. Number one, I'm going to hurt her feelings, or the organization's feelings. Let me put it that way. Or number 2, she is going to be angry with me. Number 3, you know, and I go through this whole ritual, and that's why I need to be in that place of, what did I say? Stillness and contemplation, meditating, to summon the electrifying crown chakra energy.
And here's the thing that's I've learned over time, because I'm a lot like you. I do things for other people that I'm betraying myself. And the more you betray yourself, your heart and your soul, which you said, you're basically betraying your heart and soul, doing something you don't want to do, then you'll start attracting people that betray you. It's very, very energy wise, right? So if you start loving yourself and you say no when you want to say no, and yes when you want to say yes, you're going to be around people who actually know who you are, they know what you want, and you don't have to try so hard.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, and basically, I mean, it is, you know, when you think about it in these terms, it's really quite simple. You know, that we just simply sidestep. As I said, you know, what did I say? I mean, you know, like I said it as a dance step because that's what it reminds me of. You know, just taking that step of moving in that right direction. And to me, it was a dance step. You know, and that's why I wrote about it as such here, because it's like you slip side, you know, slip side over there, you know, to know that you're going to acknowledge yourself, you know, and that to me is like the mirror.
Well, and I brought up this young lady that I worked with who had tongue cancer. And in our reading, she was missing her throat chakra and her power chakra with a woman. And so I just asked her about her mother, and her mother, I saw the mom come into town and this little girl just shrivel and shrink. She had no power. She had no voice. And she literally, actually, probably a month after, never talked again. I mean, and she ended up passing away. And it was nothing she wanted to do, but she was so afraid. I even said, write a letter to your mom. It's just not, she couldn't do it. And it's, you know, I believe in past lives, but those blocked chakras over time will eventually cause dis-ease in that area. And people, I've seen it over and over again, die. I mean, I named my book, Our Energy Matters, because of a woman who lived on Camino Island who could not say no. She said, I live in a vacation home 24/7 and I'm never on vacation. And she goes, Dena, you're spot on about the resentment and the anger, and it's eating me up inside. And it was like maybe 6 months later, she passed away. And she wrote this down in a card for me with a nice pink heart. And then eventually I moved to Camino, which was really weird, but she said I needed to go there and do some healing. But I think a lot of women and a lot of men don't know how to love themselves. And we become martyrs and victims. Yeah.
It always, yeah, it always comes back to this, you know. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I deal with some turmoil in my life, when I go to my meditation and I think about what is my intention for the day, it's always about be kind to yourself, you know. And I mean, I even did that this morning on the treadmill because it was like, you're going too slow. You have to go faster. And I thought, wait a minute, Buster, you know, and, you know, so I stopped. I mean, I didn't stop the treadmill. I stopped thinking that way. And I just said, come on, Anthony, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And then I just took off, and it was a pleasurable, you know, 6:30 in the morning trot.
That's using your throat chakra. You're using it for yourself to have that inner dialogue. And I'm on the treadmill too, and I'm always trying to do more and more and more. And my voice says, Dena, you don't have to do as much. You're not 25, is what it's saying. Let's just do what feels good, and that's enough. But that inner voice, if it's talking to you like that, that's a very healthy chakra. If it's talking to you in a bad way, that's when I like being the hypnotherapist and helping people, you know, say thank you, but no thank you to those voices, because they can kill us too, right? Our own inner voice.
Right. But I find that the more I think about it as a heartfelt intention, then it's much, much healthier, you know? And so what a great way to end. It's like way up there. No, way up there. The spirit is way up there, you know? And I say to the folks out there, do you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom? Then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits. I mean, it's like the conversation we just had, you know? That's what when I think of your radio show, I think of that's what you're doing, because you have these musicians and these philosophers and these authors and, you know, dancers and people who sing right there. I mean, it's just a great place to go. Dena Marie's website is dena-marie.com. And if you go there, you'll find out about her radio station, when to tune in, radio show, I should say. I don't want to say station. She is also very active on Facebook, daily chakra insight into chakra energy, blockages and prescriptions, and some startling photographs of the island she inhabits. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is anthonymannabooks.com. If you go to the website, the website's media section for my Podbean podcast, you'll see interviews with Dena Marie, an interview with Dena Marie, and with a lot of authors, illustrators, etc., because my website is all about reading and writing with kids of all ages, teens and tween.
It's all about your throat chakra.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so true, isn't it? Because it's a illumination. Thank you so much. And all right, we have to go now. Thank you, Dena Marie, for sharing.
Until next week, Anthony, I look forward to it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.